Case 1, Chapter 3. The SCU headquarters was once again immersed in the hum of focused activity. With new leads surfacing, every member was engaged in deciphering the layers of the case. Liang Wei stood at the center of it all, his sharp gaze moving between reports, while Su Lian sat at his desk, his fingers lightly tapping against a crime scene photo deep in thought. Xu Ming broke the silence. I pulled up Shen Xiang's financial records. There are some inconsistencies. Large transactions funneled through offshore accounts, some linked to companies Luo Zihao once managed. He might be hiding something. Ling Wei brows furrowed and said, Lin Tian, cross-check these transactions against any known shell corporations. Jiang Kai, follow up on Luo Jihao's close associates. If someone wanted him dead, they would have left a trail. Su Lian finally spoke, his voice calm but deliberate. Inspector Liang, you mentioned before that the killer wanted to send a message. If we assume that's true, then there's a second layer to this murder. Someone else is meant to see this and understand its meaning. We need to find out who that is. Liang Wei turned to look at Su Lian, his dark eyes assessing. Do you have a theory? Su Lian's golden brown gaze remained unreadable. Not yet. But if the past unsolved case is truly connected, then we might be looking at a string of murders where the true recipient of the message hasn't reacted yet. We should look into any possible silent players, he said. For a moment, Liang Wei studied him, recognizing the way his mind worked, calculating, observant, playing a game with unseen pieces. It was a stark contrast to his own straightforward, direct approach. Then let's see what Shen Xiang is really hiding, he finally said. Location, interrogation room, SQ headquarters. The air was thick with tension as Shen Xiang sat across from Liang Wei and Su Lian, his polished demeanor slightly cracked under pressure. He leaned back in his chair, attempting a nonchalant smirk. I already told you I have nothing to do with Luo Zhihao's death. Liang Wei's expression was unreadable. And yet your financial records say otherwise. Several offshore transfers that link back to Luo's company. Care to explain? Shen Xiang exhaled sharply and said, It was business. We had ongoing financial disputes, but killing him gains me nothing. If anything, it disrupts the balance. Si Lian tilted his head slightly, watching Shen with an almost detached curiosity. He spoke with smooth and almost indifferent voice. You're nervous, not because you're guilty, but because you know who is, and they scare you. Shen Xiang stiffened for just a second. Liang Wei noticed it too. Su Lian leaned forward, his delicate fingers interlocking. Who are you afraid of? Silence stretched between them before Shen Xiang let out a slow, resigned breath. There's someone who warned me not to interfere further with Luo's dealings. I didn't take it seriously, but... His eyes darkened. I think they're cleaning up loose ends. Liang Wei's voice was firm. Give us a name. Shen hesitated before muttering, Zhou Min. He operates under a different name now, head of a private investment firm, but his real business, it's not legal. If he's involved, you're dealing with more than just a murder case. See you office, late at night. Su Lian sat at his desk, staring at the list of names they had compiled. His intuition told him there was still something missing. Liang Wei approached, placing a file beside him. He said, "Jo Min's records. If Shen's telling the truth, we may have just stepped into something bigger than we expected." Su Lian did not respond immediately. Instead, he glanced up at Liang Wei and spoke. "Do you always approach cases this way?" Liang Wei raised an eyebrow and said, "What way?" Su Lian's lips curled into a faint, unreadable smile before he spoke, charging in, forcing answers out. Liang Wei leaned against the desk, arms crossed, and answered, "And you? You sit back and wait for people to reveal their weaknesses." Su Lian chuckled lightly, answering, "Different methods, same goal." For a brief moment, an understanding passed between them. Two completely different minds, one forceful, the other calculating, but both equally determined to unravel the truth. "Let's see whose method works first," Liang Wei said. Su Lian smirked. "Shall we make a wager?" Liang Wei gave him a look but didn't answer, turning back to the case files. Despite himself, Su Lian found it amusing. For the first time since joining SCU, he felt intrigued not just by the case, but by the man leading it.